Welcome to the first ever, the DuckOff. Uh, what's probably the best way to do this? Like, do like a little like icebreaker.
Yeah, what kind of icebreaker are we talking about?
Well, I'll say we go around the table. We say who we are and one thing about you
Okay,
that the people need to know.
okay,
So
deadly.
I'm Darren, aka Doctor Dedetti. My one thing you need to know is that I like hands.
Oh, you got mine, damn. Okay, so I'll be next. My name's Kevin, aka Carmomeister, and I too also like cans.
No, you can't take mine.
Okay. Um,
Is it
I
that
like
one
I like
original?
I like every other game that Darren doesn't like.
Yeah, that's probably about right.
My name's Reese, aka the Quacky Assassin. I also like cans, but we all do here. But um, I am a lover of anime.
Of course,
Of course, you'd say that.
of course. I was waiting for that. I was
People
actually.
need to know. People need to know.
They will know.
My
We,
name is Mark.
oh
I
fuck.
don't like cans and I don't like anime.
He's a more of a what's that drinks? He's more of a cider man. So he's a bit.
No, whiskey.
It's just
Uh,
You
uncultured.
even know me.
We know you like cider,
it was well established you were
Not
calling it
illegal.
wrong for ages, and it was actually a cognac.
Mr. Fucking Bulmers over there.
Yeah.
Oh, I was convinced.
uh,
Anyway,
yeah, so
moving on from that.
yeah, so
You didn't even say which one you wore. You have to say AKA.
oh yeah,
What
yeah.
can I read?
You have to say what else you're known as.
Narco no Narco.
Ah, there you
Named by
go.
Darren.
See, he's a Colombian drug dealer. If you didn't know, hence
Yeah,
the narco.
yeah. So what we're gonna do in this in our first ever episode is that we're gonna just talk shy, generally
Lovely.
about just internet news, game and stuff. Uh, so we'll actually we'll jump right in with the biggest game probably released this year so far, because everything else just seems to get fucking delayed, and that was The Last of Us Part Two that came out last Friday, I think. Yep.
Friday, yeah. Friday
Yeah,
gone.
Friday, Thursday, yeah.
As far as I know, it's only me and Mark that have actually played it. Me and Mark have completely contrasting opinions on the game.
Oh, lovely.
It's.
Wouldn't be interesting without.
Do you want to? We have a little chat about it. I'm not gonna. Obviously, you can't spoil it. Do you want to have a? You go first, Mark.
Wait, you shouldn't let
Like,
Mark do this then.
shut up,
Yeah.
you. It's my time.
There was a nuke. Killed everything.
uh,
Loads of zombies.
well,
Loved them
just to
all.
begin, the makers of the game come out and said before, like, the game was. Some people are gonna like it and some people are gonna hate it.
That's
And me
straight.
and Darren won't play it, so we're gonna keep it obviously spoiler free. But if I were to rate the game, it'd be a 7 out of 10. Like the first one, I would have given it 10. Brilliant game. Second one, while I thought it was good, I just thought they went overboard with the theme of hate and violence and kind of took away from the story. Combat was more or less the same, crafting more or less the same. So I kind of feel like they cherry picked that out the first one and just put it in the second one. Like the graphics and in the second one, the story I found was good, but could have been better. Like I just don't. I think there's just few moments in the game like diehard fans hated, which is why they reviewed it so bad. Like overall, I thought it was like it's a really good game. I'd recommend like playing it, but like it could have been better. So I hope they bring out some sort of DLC that will kind of add on to the story. Maybe I've completed it, so and I think it's all right. But I was a bit let down waiting 7 years for second one. But like as I said, it would be about a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I think the all the big fucking publishers are just giving it all like 10 out of 10. But I don't think they've half of them actually on the case. So like straight away, if I think the only thing worse than fucking K-pop stands is gaming stands. If you hate something that you either disagree with them regarding their game, especially on something like Twitter, they just attack you. And straight away, like if someone says they don't like the game, you're straight away attacked with, well, it's only because you don't like a lesbian main character, which has nothing to do with anything. Like, and it's just the
Yeah, no,
game's crap.
I thought that was good when they added that to it,
Yeah, I
like
thought it was good
for the
as well. Yeah, it
diversity.
was
Yeah,
especially in that little the little DLC they had in the Force game. That was a little
Yeah.
in the
And
shop
let me
center.
ask,
It was daily.
let me ask you some questions then, since both of you played it. So we'll start with the con. What would you think the cons of the game are?
The story was all
Over.
over the place.
Okay, storyline.
Yeah. I agree with that. That's why I said the
Flood,
theme of hate and vengeance kind of overtook the
stuff.
storyline, and it's kind of it jumps back and forward in
Yeah,
time.
it's
God, there's something else in it, like and Darren knows with the another character Abby, and it's too jumbled, so you can't kind of pick up the game and casually play it because you wouldn't understand if you haven't played the first one. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you
So
the question then. If this was the first ever Last of Us game, would it have been good?
no.
yeah, I think
Well, no,
people
actually,
would have
yeah,
rated
no,
it better.
I think I agree with that one because of the gameplay, because the gameplay is exactly the same, and I checked, I got to I was like playing it on a reasonably difficult difficulty, and I was like, because I really did enjoy the Force, and as I said, I'd give that one, as Mike said, it's a 10 out of 10 game. But then
Oh yeah.
I went to play it, and then I was just like putting all this effort into it, and then the gameplay was just like this is shit. And then I went through at the end of the game to see when I switched the difficulty down, because I got to the stage where I just wanted to get past the gameplay onto the cutscenes, and
Yeah.
and it was like the third chapter. I was like, I just put the difficulty down so I can get through it as fast as I could, because I just could
Mhm.
not hack how boring it was. And like
Yeah.
in the trailers and stuff, they do stuff like they added in like long grass and stuff, and you can crawl in, and then like it's already done well when you're doing it, but then they added in dogs, and like the dogs just sniff you and find you, and it's just pointless. It's just, and they also
Kind of
they kind of chop that in then as well to make the kind of as like an emotional thing that if you killed a dog, it's like a really cheap way of making someone feel a bit sad in the game by killing a dog, like especially
like I
because
got
they kind of all the dogs have names and shit, and they're trying to make you feel bad for taking out a dog.
I agree and disagree with that because I thought they couldn't just had to do something new. They couldn't just have all the same kind of like NPCs and like enemies as the first one, so they had to add in something new. Like
Yeah,
I
but
just think
adding in
adding
an
in the
add
dogs made you like had to be
yeah
more
no, but
strategic and
I have no problem with
how
you
they
adding in
went
the
about it.
dogs for the gameplay side. I just don't see the point you having long grass then, so so the dogs can find you.
And they give all people actual names. Like when you kill someone, oh Sarah. There's a lot of people with the same names in that game. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
But
Cheers for killing another George. For fuck's sake.
like I just think if you were to have played The Last of Us 1 and have had a connection to the characters, or to just have picked up The Last of Us 2, people would have rated it better.
Mm.
Because like if you know what happens in The Last of Us 1, you know why people may not reacted well in The Last of Us 2. But anyway, I think that's one of the main reasons why the LGBTQ stuff. If you have an issue with that, like I thought that kind of added a bit of diversity to the game, which is good. Added a bit more story to Ellie again, which is good. And I like how they did answer some of the questions or connected to the first one. But
The, on,
like I
the
said,
only
they did
bit
go overboard.
the only bit in the whole game that is anyway like impactful is when the horse jumps over the fence. That's literally it. And they get ambushed. That's it. That's at the start of the game as well. Absolute. It's
Yeah,
just alright.
and that was-
We'll move away from The Last of Us. I don't think there's anything
Wait,
else.
before we do,
What?
what would you rate it out of 10 there?
4.5.
gave it a 7. Okay.
Damn.
Alright, so okay.
I would never play it again. I'd play the first one again, and I have like 3, 4 times.
Yeah.
Never
Yeah.
played.
Don't think you're, but I think for a
I think the
sequel, you're
world,
rarely ever going to be the first one.
the world, like the Seattle area, some of the things you do in it, and like there's a bit where you go through these sky bridges. It's daily. The graphics are amazing, but I don't think
Yeah.
I'd put myself back through it again. Just the only
Graphics
thing.
are amazing. The Skybridge one is particularly good. Yeah.
It's also another thing is just quickly finish and is like it's like the writers just didn't care themselves because as Max said about the cheap revenge plot, it's like they just didn't care, and it's like they're all like just eating their lunch and they're like, oh yeah, we'll do that for you. I think it's Mac Druckmann, the fella's name is. He's like, yeah. They're doing the work and Mac Druckmann's just there. We want to do this, and then he's just like, oh, I need someone to just do us quick a little flashback, and then it's like the writers are like, oh yeah, we'll do the flashback, and then they actually care about the flashback, and the flashbacks in the game are
Flashbacks are
amazing.
better.
are the best
Yeah.
part of the game. Is everything's the flashbacks is just the only thing that's good, and then it's like they actually cared for those little things, and then
It's
we're
like a
going back
lot.
to the main game. They were like, you know what? Let's just keep doing what this fucking fella up the top says.
Game did feel repetitive in fairness.
Well, working 20
Um,
hours a day or something. Wasn't that what they were doing?
ridiculous. Yeah.
For 60, 70 hours a week.
Yeah.
Just before we go on, like, uh, yeah, that would be another critique of it. It is so repetitive. Like you just come across the same situation over and over and over again. Like, and like I think speedrunners are gonna have a field day with this game because they can just run through everything.
Yeah, you actually
That
can. Yeah.
easy. Yeah. And then you don't have to really worry about ammo consumption as much because there's so much. Even when you're playing on like regular difficulty, it's too much almost. It doesn't really have that survival element. Anyway, have to play it and have your own opinion on it. It's really dividing.
Alright, so we'll move on to the next
Yeah.
subject.
What else has been happening this
What are
week?
we doing next?
We probably go with
Um,
Mixer, will we?
oh yeah, damn, we nearly forgot about that already.
Poor Mixer. R.I.P.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't say poor. They're
Well,
now being,
Gone.
they're being what, mixed with Facebook now.
all the employees
Already.
are gone.
Um, yeah, but obviously the name will obviously if you go on the Facebook game right now, you'll see connect with Mixer.
Well,
So
if you're stumbling on this for the first time and you don't know what Mixer is, it's a streaming platform like Twitch. It's a very
but
small one compared to like Twitch and YouTube, and I think Facebook then would probably be the third one
yeah,
on the
Yeah,
list.
definitely.
But like Mixer really did try like bringing in Shroud and Ninja
Ninja.
on these
Ninja.
bumper deals. But the problem was, if you look at the analytics, after the Shroud goes down and after Ninja went down, people just left. Like the whole
Yeah,
idea is to get this like footfall off of the viewer footfall off these two streamers, and everyone just left the platform and went back to Twitch to watch someone there.
yeah, and but like if like it would have been a good idea, I think, a few years prior for them doing it because Twitch is just a monster of a platform anyway. Like it was always going to be hard to topple them, even if we brought people over like Ninja and Shroud. Like if you go nasty Azure, so
You cut off there a second.
Kevin? No, we lost Kevin.
No, he's dead. He must
Oh shit.
have been evaporated. But there's a thing. The DuckOff is having technical difficulties.
Please stand by. No.
No,
Our
no,
IT
we'll
guy
keep.
isn't very good.
No, we'll continue on. What I found out, and I don't know if it's true regarding Mixer, and it was they are not a very diverse company. They had no black people working in the building, and then they hired this one fella, and it's not funny like because I say he was pretty uncomfortable, but and as first is he had like this shitty interview he said and had nothing to do with literally anything he was going to be doing,
Oh
and,
wow.
and they brought him in, and then they were like uh we brought into his first meeting, and the head of his department said was basically said he's Robert, we're having a discussion, we see our sh- we see our streamers as slaves, and this black man is sitting there just like what.
Jesus.
Imagine that in your first day, because basically
So fuck.
his idea is that like the streamers work for them or something mad, and it was like he seen them all as slaves. It was something stupid, and I sat there and I was like, did the black fella left? Like obviously, like fuck that.
Yeah, he'd
But
fucking
they
leave.
only
What the fuck?
they only hired him just uh to be seen as socially diverse, which is fucking
No, yeah,
disgusting.
sure. That's the only reason they would do it. It's fucking a nasty thing to do altogether.
They just
Fucking
these
horrible.
these bosses just had no interest at all, uh, and just basically give this fella a job to
Surprised.
check a
And
box. But
I'm really
no,
surprised it even lasted as long as it did, to be honest.
yeah, I think the Shroud thing is like 7 months or something now. It's nearly a year. I think it was in the summer or sometime.
Hmm.
I think Ninja was just was a week or two before. I'd say Shroud ended up going back to Twitch, and I'd say Ninja
Yeah,
will go
I
to.
wouldn't know what Ninja's gonna do. And, like, he's probably gonna have to go Facebook or something with that whole like Twitch shit with him a while back. I can't remember what it was now. There was certain things they said the Twitch weren't. What was it? Trying to think. They did something to him anyways, I remember. Do you remember what it was?
No.
They did something to him and he just didn't like it, and I think he's trying to make court case or something about it, as far as I remember. I could be wrong.
See,
Pretty
he
sure.
can just go to YouTube because that's like his big platform is YouTube. He has all those
Yeah.
million subscribers where all the little kids watch him, and the little kids like if a little kid goes up to their parents and who have no idea what they've no idea what YouTube is, and or didn't no idea what Mixer is, and they're like, "Oh, can you make me a Mixer account? I want to watch Ninja." They'd be like, "What's a Mixer?" But if you go up and if you go up and if they go up and say, "Oh, can you make me a YouTube account? I want to watch Ninja," they're gonna say, "Oh yeah, it's on YouTube."
Exactly, and then there's another subscriber and another view every fucking time.
Yeah.
Like, you could probably get a deal as well with some other fucking thing.
Yeah,
Sure, he has a fucking load of people watching the whole time.
I think Facebook who bought them has to like honor everyone's contract. A lot of
Oh,
people
right,
don't want
well,
to
then they
go.
won't be stuck.
No, I think he has. I think they bought him out, so I think he's clear. He doesn't have to, as far as I know. He's got like a big payday out, anyways. The two of them have him and Shroud. The did you? I think I was looking through Reddit earlier on, and I seen that some fella is suing different e-girls on Twitch.
Jesus
Uh,
Christ. Why?
Essentially, like, uh, what was he saying? As like,
They took me money just for me looking at them. um,
I'll tell you now, it was like, cause can't think of the word. They're suggestive. That's it. It's suggestive content,
uh,
because they're basically uh, luring in men with different
Versions of boobs.
exactly.
Hi, you're
Ah,
back.
you're back with boobs.
I'm back. Yeah, I heard women. I was like, oh, back in. No,
Boobs?
yeah, it's not. It's literally just Discord saying I had to change. What's this now? Is this the lawsuit?
Yeah, on about just switch to the lawsuit there.
Okay. Yeah, that's fucking gas. What have you said already?
Just literally just started. It's just about to say that 25 million he's looking for this suggestive content for
I think that's gas.
for each.
Like, and I think he
Right.
named Pokemon Alinity and ST Peach.
Yeah.
Now ST Peach and Alinity, fuck yeah, like it's just all out for them. Pokemon I don't really watch much, so I don't really know.
I've seen a bit about Pokemon, like, but she doesn't fucking really suggest shit, like.
Yeah,
She does. She's like the one where she'll like
Yeah, well, I
go
suppose
to
like, she has
reach.
them moaning things
She
and
goes to
shit as
reach
well.
over the table, and then her bottom is pointing towards the camera. That's the Pokemon kind of thing
Yeah.
to do. But that I don't I like. She could be doing
It's
it
not
on
as bad
purpose. I
as
don't really
other
care,
people.
but it's not as severe as what some of them get
Yeah.
up to. Yeah.
Have you read the actual content of the actual what's it called, what you call them? I don't know what the word is for these people suing people. I don't know what the actual document
Lawsuits?
is. Yeah, the lawsuits. The actual statement of facts is this. So the plaintiff has been a Twitch Prime and Turbo subscriber for years now, whom also suffers from depression, OCD, panic disorder, agoraphobia, and Crohn's disease. That's a
The fuck is
fuckload of stuff.
agoraphobia?
I don't know, but if anyone can
Oh,
look that
no,
up, that'd be great. Because of these maladies, he heavily relies on the internet for his entertainment. It's going to get great. So due to the COVID-19 pandemic, many people have to stay at home for entertainment. Now, have to stay at home for entertainment is all in bold, couple of letters. Like, right? So, goes on. I'm just trying to see if I can get to... He cannot filter out the women on the site.
You can.
Because Twitch doesn't have a gender filter.
Oh, that's
This
no
is the
good.
biggest load of shit I've ever
This
seen.
is not good. He's
Mark-
going to be thrown out.
Mark,
How the fuck do you spell agoraphobia? This is really not even like...
No,
Google
Agora.
that.
Like Agora.gg.
Oh, Agora? Okay, yeah,
Google
got it.
that.
I was like, what?
Google that other one as well. Mark, you do that.
Crohn's disease.
No, what was agoraphobia? Is that what you said? Is that one?
No, it's just agoraphobia and
Alright.
Crohn's disease.
No. So
which
what's
is
agoraphobic?
obviously about.
So it's an anxiety disorder characterized by symptoms of anxiety in situations where the person perceives their environment to be unsafe with noisy way to escape,
So he's at his
Yeah,
computer. So he's at his computer, and he's just like,
and he feels safe at the computer.
Open spaces, public transport, shopping centers, or simply
Yeah.
being outside of their home.
damn.
Sound
nah,
like a pleasant thing to
Yeah.
have.
Yeah, so the thing goes on. So
doesn't sound good.
Twitch has extremely
No.
exacerbated his condition by displaying many sexually suggestive women streamers through Twitch's twisted programming and net coding, making it nearly impossible for the plaintiffs to use Twitch without being exposed to such sexual suggestive content. And there's no way for the plaintiff to filter the streams he'd like to watch based on gender, male or female. Therefore, the plaintiffs have to choose a game and a category to watch.
That is the biggest load of bollocks I've ever seen. I went through Twitch. I don't know how many times. I don't think I've seen a girl. I think I've seen a girl streamer like 3 or 4 times, going through like a fucking list of a shitload of streamers. Like,
No way. So this goes on, and he goes, they are enticed to spend money on these women for attention and sexual innuendos the streamer may do when donated. Like, for example, blow a kiss into the camera or make a sexual ASMR noise to entice a sexual addicted viewer to donate more money. This is brilliant. They basically described women strip streamers who are maybe sexually like showing their tits off. They're comparing that to a casino.
oh my god. That
How
is the
maybe you're
saddest thing
gambling. I don't know. It is. I can see this being thrown out.
ever. No,
I can see
it
this
has to
thrown
be
out.
thrown out. I
Has
hope
to
no one
be.
even looks at that. That's
But if you
stupidest
actually
thing
look at
ever.
it, he's actually done this before with World of Warcraft, I think.
And Epic Games.
Epic Games. Yeah, he tried to sue Fortnite last year.
What?
I don't know why he did. I don't think there was much of a reason. Yeah, there's a load of documents. Oh, he did it against GameStop as well. Insomniac Games, Sony,
So basically, she's looking for money.
Microsoft. This is all 2009, 2010. He sued.
For one, just waiting for
It's to do with civil rights and disabilities. I can imagine this is the fat guy you see, like the stereotypical fat guy.
Yeah, like that thing in the South Park.
The World
with
of
the fella.
Warcraft.
South Park.
South Park, yeah.
Exactly the one. It's that. That's what I'm looking at right now.
He eating his crips, and he's just like, huh?
He's
Oh,
like halfway,
oh,
like leaned
what the
back over
fuck?
the chair, and you're just like, how's that fucking chair not snapping?
I'm
He's-
reading. Let's quickly
just-
reading this form.
He's just going through something. He's just like, what the fuck? Ah, Sue, fucking get all the lawyers on this shit. Some small.
Yeah,
like,
the case was dismissed.
It's in World of Warcraft.
the case
That's
was
gas.
dismissed.
The case was dismissed. Like, yeah, like you will never win against big companies like that anyway.
No, especially
Unless
something
it's
stupid
to
that.
do with music rights or whatever. You're never gonna win.
Either they're settled or they're going to keep you in the courts. So
Yeah, like you think
He
about
must
it,
have a lot
it's
of
true.
money to go around suing people.
Yeah, he must.
yeah,
Must be from his crowns, like, or if he won a battle, like a legal battle years ago. He probably has all the money he wants. But he's representing himself, like he's not going for lawyers or anything.
No, he's doing it
Maybe
himself.
just trying to practice.
He's doing himself.
Yeah, he's just doing on-hand practice. Yeah, he has all these things wrong with him, but he doesn't have a bother going up in court and defending himself.
Yeah, that doesn't even make sense.
What's anything else on the agenda?
We're
Well-
gonna bring up the Sim Queen and she's returned. So that's basically it on what we're
Oh,
we're on the topic of e-girls. So Reese is our
So, since
anime
we're on the
lover.
topic
So
Topic of e-girls, right? So over a year ago,
Oh,
the Sims lost their queen.
which one?
Kevin, there's only one Sim queen. I'm getting to it. Calm down. So over a year ago, the Sims lost their queen when she was most needed. But she came back just a week ago with a YouTube song. Bella Delphine came back swinging with this song. It was about a week ago. 4 days after it was released, 15 million people viewed it. And not only that, but thousands of people swarmed in straight on top of her OnlyFans that was just made. So for her OnlyFans, she is $35 a month to subscribe to her OnlyFans,
Jesus.
and it has 6,000 likes. So that's around 210,000 a month she's making. if
What
What's this?
they
the
subscribe.
fuck? Her OnlyFans.
No, the likes aren't actual people who subscribe. They're people who like the photos.
Hmm.
So they might not be subscribed anymore.
Right, yeah, but that's what I'm
35
saying.
times
If you
12.
subscribe, you can like the picture.
Oh
So
yeah,
Right.
yeah,
like
So
within that,
people,
just with that, like she would have made 210 at least that month.
yeah.
So
Max.
yeah, max.
people
Like
were to
that's
get a
insane.
year to her, they get 420 euro a year. With that money, you could actually go out and probably get a girlfriend for that.
Don't say
Oh
that to
yeah.
the Sims. You are your mind. My God, I apologize to all the Sims.
It's okay, guys.
We'll fix him.
Oh my god.
We'll put him through some sort of sim program and we'll get him right back to you. Don't worry. You
Do
fucking-
you know even some of our followers actually save money until this day? Like it was the fucking e-girl apocalypse, and they were saving it all for fucking
Yeah,
Philadelphia to come back.
I heard that. Yeah, they have like
Like what the fuck?
the bank of Sims. It's like
Yeah.
they're all just
Ah.
overflowing. Just
Like imagine just sitting there. It's like, oh no, no, Bella's gone. What am I gonna do? Oh, I need to keep this money warm for her when she comes back. Oh, there's Bella. Here, Bella, take the money. It's
So,
yours.
I'm actually looking up see if you can find a way to see how many people have
Oh, we have to.
subscribed to her.
Women's
like-
excuse to download OnlyFans.
Like I'm looking at it here. Like this
It's like, oh,
post
I
she
have
put
to
out.
check it out. It's research.
What day? 2 days ago she put one out.
research purposes.
So
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
650 likes. So, like, I think that's what you said, was it? 650 likes or something?
Hmm.
Yeah, so you all the way about 3
And her
5.
her Patreons as well. Before this, she was getting up to 100,000 from that, and that was without new pictures or anything. It was like mostly.
Oh,
doesn't actually
sweet,
do.
my God.
It doesn't do new pictures though.
insane.
If
I
we're
know, yeah.
taking the 650
not a nude
people
picture.
are the only ones on it, and she's asking for $35, she's
Hmm.
earning 22,500 a month
Oh,
And,
minimum.
what does she put on it? Like on like
Just
Nudes,
pictures,
nudes, all nudes and nudes.
OnlyFans have to be nudes. Well, no, not technically. She could still be
OnlyFans,
doing
no, it
she
doesn't
could
have to
doing
be
it on
nude. You do whatever
Patreon.
you want. OnlyFans wasn't even made for this shit.
Hmm.
Like,
it probably wasn't.
it
Right,
wasn't.
right, boys. Someone has
Creators
to
are
pay the
like, alright,
35
we're
and
going.
figure out what's actually
Oh
happening.
no, someone I just looked it up there. Someone actually paid for it. And
really?
they did a YouTube video.
Oh no way.
I can imagine Kevin now tonight.
Shit. That was my
No.
next video.
You know-
I'm just doing it for research purposes.
That's
Dad.
me. Yeah, the job just finds my bank account. I was like, what the fuck are you looking?
Your bank is the bloke looking at your bank details for your recent transaction. OnlyFans.
But like here, like if people want to pay for that, fair fucks to them.
Yeah.
I would not pay money. Like there's a website called Pornhub. It's free for everyone.
But the
But,
thing,
But hey, look, each to their own.
as long at least she's not doing the what's that other one? That other one that the other Twitch streamer that we were actually talking about the other day. What was her name? She
Invader
Oh, yeah.
V.
Invader V. Yeah, that's what a name that is. But
Oh,
that's worse. Like if you're giving someone like that money who's actively slacking you by saying, you should be if you're in my stream and you're not giving me money, like you should get a job to come back and then give her money.
Yeah, yeah.
So
know-
so people didn't know about this. This is what back in April, where she basically shamed viewers for not giving her money because they don't have a life and basically if they watch Twitch they have money, and if they don't have money they should be out working. So that took off and well, there was a lot of outroar over that.
Who do you think is worse? I'm trying to look up. I can't think of what they're actually called, but you know, a simp is die hard to that one person, and they'll just keep giving the money. But there's these other people that are like what I like to see as like a developed simp that aren't too interested in these popular people, pop culture kind of YouTube kind of people, and streamer people. That these people, I can't think. There's something like it has something to do with like bags or money bags or something like called. And what they do is that they just find random people on Twitter, mainly Twitter, that they like seeing a picture they like, and then they just say, "Can I send you money?" And they usually get them to do something like small, like just take a picture, and then
Is it
says,
money bags or piggy banks?
piggy banks. That's what they're called. Yeah, to be their piggy bank, and they just chat to them in like dirty ways, and they just send them money, and then they just go on and find
Get them
someone
to
else.
shame them and shit.
Yeah, they're the develop sims. They're fucked.
That's fucked.
Yeah, that's weird. Sure, look, I suppose we'll have fetishes.
Just thinking about it, the worst thing about that Invader V video, just looking at it there, was she did it during a pandemic.
Yeah, it's right at
No,
the start.
it's working.
Great advertisement.
She was trying. Well, we can also take it as she's trying to solve unemployment.
Yeah, solve it.
Yeah. Get out there and work so you can give me $10. Don't let the coronavirus fucking
Is there
run your
anything,
life.
any
Yeah,
other big news?
Is there anything else? I don't think so.
Liverpool just won the league.
Oh,
well,
Jesus
skip.
Christ.
Fuck off, Mark.
Mine just yeah.
We'll just cut that part. Oh,
We'll skip that on. So that's really everything until we're back next week. We'll have something else.
yes, we will indeed.
Hopefully.
Podcast about how Liverpool won the league.
Oh no.
No.
Kick him!
That's
Kick him!
not happening.
Unnecessary.
You can do
Alright.
your own podcast on that.
Yeah, on his own.
Want
on
no
your own.
part of this.
So what we're gonna
Alright.
what we're doing? We're trying to get our podcast on. We'll be on my YouTube channel at YouTube/Dr. Daidetti _ as
Yeah.
well, because YouTube algorithms shit. And then
Yeah, that,
an underscore between the D-or and the Daidetti. Daidetti's DAOR DETI. And we're looking to try to get onto Spotify.
yeah, we're trying to get on Spotify. It's a bit of work to do on that.
Alright.
So hopefully we'll get on that.
Our tech guy who just lagged out during the session.
Yeah,
he's
you know, the tech guy that just always lags out and no one else does. So that tech guy.
He's on the
Uh,
Spotify thing. So
Yeah, good luck with that.
right, that's everything. See
Yeah,
yous.
alright.
He is.
See you later, guys.